Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reading from Disney Scary Storybook Collection. Today we're reading from Walt Disney's Alice in Wonderland, called Queen of Frights. Where are we going again? Alice asked the Mad Hatter as they dashed through Wonderland together. Where isn't the right question, the Mad Hatter said. Well then, what is the right question? Alice asked, confused. Not what, why, the Mad Hatter replied. What we are doing is having fun. What you should ask is why we are going. Alice shook her head. Wonderland logic was a bit confusing, but she was finally getting the hang of it. Very well, she said. Why are we going? I don't know why, the Mad Hatter answered. I just know that we are in a hurry. The Mad Hatter rushed along, and the curious Alice followed behind him. Overhead, the sky grew dark, and fat raindrops began to fall. The Mad Hatter plucked a flower and handed it to her. A little rain never hurt anyone. Here, use this. Nearby at the castle, the Queen of Hearts was feeling quite cranky. She had not slept well the night before and was in need of a good long nap. If anyone disturbs me, I will have their head, she barked at the guards as she stomped into her royal chamber. Spotting the rain streaming in through the open window, the Queen frowned. Nasty rain, she muttered, closing the shutters tight. Then she took off her crown, placed it gently on the table beside her, and climbed into bed. In no time at all, the Queen of Hearts was sound asleep, but the Queen was not a quiet sleeper, and she was soon snoring so loudly that she woke herself up. When she opened her eyes, she saw the table beside her was empty. My crown! She cried, jumping out of bed. The Queen of Hearts looked around frantically. Finally, she spotted the crown on the other side of the room. Is this some kind of trick? The Queen said. Then she raised her voice so that everyone could hear her. Whoever is trying to trick me will lose their head! The Queen climbed back into bed and closed her eyes, but before she could even start snoring, a strange sound filled the room. Creak, creak, creak. What is that racket? She cried, sitting up. Then she saw her rocking chair swaying back and forth. Back and forth. Humph! It must be a breeze, the Queen told herself. But the window and the shutters were shut tight, just as she had left them. Something else was moving the chair. Who's there? The Queen yelled. She tried to sound threatening, but her voice was beginning to shake. She stomped across the room and stopped the rocking chair from rocking. Then she climbed back into bed and tried to get sleep. The Queen of Hearts closed her eyes. She had just started to snore when a new noise woke her up. Squeak, squeak, squeak. The Queen bolted up in bed. She saw the doors to her wardrobe swinging wide open. The hinges were making an eerie squeaking sound. Whoever is trying to trick me will lose their head, the Queen stuttered in a frightened whisper. She ran up and closed the wardrobe doors. Then she turned to go back to bed. Creak, creak. The Queen spun around. Something had come out of the wardrobe. It had legs but no feet. It had arms but no hands. And worst of all, it had no head. Ah! The Queen of Hearts screamed. A ghost! Alice and the Mad Hatter had just arrived outside the castle when they heard the Queen's screams. Oh my! Is this where we are? The Mad Hatter said. Here is not a good where. We should go. As Alice turned to follow the Mad Hatter, she spotted something on the ground. I think I know why we are doing what we are doing, she said. We need to go inside that castle. A few moments later, Alice and the Mad Hatter burst into the Queen's chamber. Ghost! Ghost! The Queen of Hearts yelled. She was as white as a sheet and trembling from head to toe. Alice marched up to the ghost and pulled off its shirt. It was the March Hare. The little dormouse peeked out of the front of the pocket of the March Hare's jacket. I remember now, the Mad Hatter cried. We were playing hide and seek. We were looking for a place to hide, the March Hare said, but nowhere seemed to work. The crown was too small, the chair was too creaky, and the wardrobe was too stuffy. The Queen of Hearts turned a deep shade of red. Off with your heads! She screamed. The Mad Hatter knew it was time to go. He tapped the March Hare on the shoulder. You're it, he cried. Then he ran off. Alice followed him. The palace guards chased after her. Off with their heads! The Queen of Hearts screamed again. Outside, the rain had stopped, but luckily the ground was still muddy. The guards slipped and slid, giving Alice and her friends a chance to get away. Back in the Mad Hatter's garden, Alice and her friends enjoyed a cup of tea. That was fun, the Mad Hatter exclaimed. The March Hare agreed. "Let's play another game," he said. "What do you say, Alice?" the Mad Hatter asked. "I think I've had enough games for one day," Alice replied. "I'm quite fond of my head, and I'd like to keep it." That's the end of my story for today. Have a spectacular night, you guys. See you later. Bye.